Atma, or for the convenience sake, you can say the soul. Soul was not created. It is there, it was there, it is here, and it will be ever. Immortal. The immortal principle. But it takes different forms. When it takes a new form, you call it a birth. And it stays for a while, and then it's broken, the death of it. Like the wood takes the form of a chair, lives there for a while, becoming useful to people who sit on it. And then after some time it breaks. It gets a different name. When it breaks, you call it firewood. And then the firewood stays as firewood for a while, until you put it in the fire. When you put it in the firewood is gone. But there is something still, ash. So what is lost? Nothing is lost when a candle burns. The candle completely burnt and melted down. But is it gone? It is in a different form. Cotton seed became a cotton plant. The cotton plant gave us cotton. The cotton became yarns. The yarn became material, just a piece of cloth. The material becomes many things. Shirts, dhotis, gowns and whatnot. But behind all this is the same cotton. As long as you wear it, it's a robe. When it is thrown out, it becomes a rag. So what is it that's lost here? The essence is there always. The substance that gave room for these changes, for these different forms and different names. A new form is born, you give a new name. And when the form changes, the name changes. Like babies, young ones, adults, grown-ups, old people. Still the same person. You call him differently. Why? Because the change of the body gets different names. In that sense, all that you see and you do not see are nothing but forms and the names. The scriptures call it the entire universe is filled with name and form. Nama Rupa Prapancham. Behind that name and form, the essence is always there. That never changed, it never dies. It is always there. So, when you say God created, God became everything. Not that created out of something. Like a potter creates pots out of clay, carpenter creates benches and chairs and out of lumber. So God didn't create the entire universe out of something else. If you say He created the universe out of something, then who created the something? There must be another God for that. No. Then what is creation? The God as the omnipresent one assumes different forms and names, and God itself becomes everything. For the sake of the newcomers, I don't like to say God Himself or herself. There's problem. So already even our prayers are going into some changes. Wherever you say He, they want what? Neutral. Neutral gender. So that's why I say itself. It is a common term. God itself, God itself. But we all came as an it. And we are going to go as an it. When we were in the stomach, the mommy's stomach, or the womb, everybody pointed the finger and asked the mommy, what is it going to be? That's the first name we got. What is it going to be? When you jumped out of the womb, then the nurse said, it is a boy. Then the it becomes boy. So it came as an it, then got different names. And then when you go at the end, same it, take it away. So God must be a big it. Omnipresent, ever filling. There's no gap anywhere. It's all nothing but God, nothing but God, God. Appears in many forms and many names. And even in between the forms, the space also is God. So the creation never ceases to be. We only change names and forms. That essence is called Sat, means truth. That expresses itself, it's called Chit. And the knowledge of it is Ananda. Sat, Chit, Ananda. Everything is Sat, Chit, Ananda. It's not only somebody's name. Everything is Satchidananda plus name and form. If you just negate the name and form, they are all the same Satchidananda. But don't do it right away. Keep up the name and form, otherwise there will be a lot of confusion. Play with that. It is for our convenience, for our play, for our fun. We need those differences. Ever since I read about Samadhi in 1988, I wanted to experience it. But I am a 45-year-old householder, American. American, you can never enlighten. Realistically, is there any hope of attaining my spiritual goal? Or must I become a renunciate first? I meditate and pray daily. Enlightenment dawns when you realize that all these changes, all these labels that you put on, is only temporary, and you are the one behind everything. That is what enlightenment means. Knowing that you are that spirit, that all-pervading spirit, appearing as this or that. What is 45-year-old? You say you are 45-year-old. Are you 45-year-old? No. How do you write? How do you identify yourself? When you were a young boy, you wrote, I am a young boy. Now you are saying, I am 45-year-old. Is there any difference between this I am and that I am? When people say, I am sick, the eye shakes a little. When they say, I am heavy, they put a bold, big eye. And I want to reduce. So you take a sharp pen and write a thin eye. The eye never changes. That is enlightenment. Keep an eye on the never-changing one. And use the ever-changing ones. You are an American, you say. Since when you are an American? You get a label, that's all. When you change your nationality, you become somebody else. You are an engineer. Since when? You are a doctor. Since when? These are all add-on to. But I am is the same. So behind all these changes, keep them for the convenience sake. Use them. But don't get caught in it. That is liberation. You free yourself from these associations. Disassociate. That is what you call renunciation. Renunciation means well given up. But here you don't give up completely. You give up the notion that you are this and that and that and that. It's an understanding. You don't have to become somebody. You don't have to get it from somebody. At least it means to know yourself, who you are really. It's not to be given by somebody else. If it can be done by that, all these great masters, teachers would have given that enlightenment to the whole world. They all wanted everybody to get enlightened. Why didn't they do it? Because it's not that somebody gives you. You have to realize yourself. So rise above all these things. Renouncing means not giving up completely, giving up the attachment, giving up the notion that I am this, that, that. Say you say 45-year-old householder. Are you holding the house? Or house is holding you? You are living in a house, fine. Live. We all have to live in a house. So these are all titles you put on. Don't get bound by those titles. That means you have to become a renunciate. Whatever you are, wherever you are, you have to renounce all these identities. Again, I want to say, it should not be misunderstood that giving up means running away from everything. Where will you give up? To all these Swamis, they gave up their homes. And what are they doing now? Where are they living? In a bigger home. They gave up a few friends, few brothers and sisters. Now they are having hundreds of brothers and sisters. What is it that you gave up? It's in the mind. Know that I am not bound by these things. Mental renunciation. My heart has shut down. It is running, not overflowing. Although giving service with great love for God, prayer, practice of concentration, chanting, japa, exercise, study, taking my responsibilities seriously, my heart seems still sometimes listless. Will you or can you help open it? So life for me has a song and butterfly wings again. Sure. Unfortunately, we cannot put our hands and get your heart correct. Our people can help only by words, by examples, but ultimately you have to help yourself. And you are making a big list of things you are involved in. That itself sounds great. But still, the old samskaras, the old, they call it vasanas in Sanskrit. The smell of it still there. Saint Ramakrishna used to say, if you keep a saffidito in a pot, you know what is a saffidito? In a pot, even though you clean it out, take it out completely, the pot will still smell as saffidito. Perungayamitta panai. they say. That is the smell of it. We have age-old vasanas. Not only in this life, in several lives. So it takes a long time. So don't be in a hurry. Continue your practices, your good thoughts, your charitable work. Once in a while, the vasanas take over. But if you keep on doing the positive things, the negative side will slowly go down and down and down. Don't get disheartened.